Adam, we haven't been able to speak with you in a while. I think since the Olympics was the last time. How have you been? Tell us what's been going on, ever since then.
Yeah, things have been going well. Just training hard. Just recovering from a really heavy training period leading up to the Olympics, and getting some good recovery and good work, and just working on my craft just to try to get a little bit better.
Have you ever been looking back at the Olympics and been able to reflect on it, go into it, the whole journey, and now that you had some time to reflect and really look back on it?
Yeah, I mean, we had a volleyball did some really cool events. They brought me in to kind of do their Christmas in the Ville parade, and I did like a nice talk and stuff to people at the volleyball that went to the local library and stuff like that. So it was just kind of cool just to kind of connect kind of with my roots and kind of just go through the thought process with all the people kind of like I grew up with, and it was just a really fun experience. I loved just about every moment that I had there. If I had to call it two moments, obviously I wanted to place higher, and the beds could have been comfier, but other than that, I love the moment. I love the competition level. I love the journey that was there, and ultimately I said I want to try again. I love the journey that it took to get there, and plan on doing another four, and hopefully I'm as successful this time around as I was last time, hopefully more, but I'm here for the journey.
Obviously you're here for the journey and being a leader. You're training with Colin, which is a rival.
Yep.
Pretty much 1 and 2 or 1 and 2 for both of you in the rankings, right? What does it mean to train with someone like that at this big training camp? Because there's a lot of you here. I mean, there's a lot of number ones at this training camp.
I mean, the top guys are here. It doesn't just stop with me and Colton. You got Aiden and you got Freeman, and it just keeps on going. We got a really good room here, and the plan is that we got 2 weeks here. We want to make sure that we elevate each other up, and then we spend 2 weeks back at our home training where we figure out a game plan of how we're going to beat each other, and then after that we get back to training because it's USA versus the world. So that's the whole plan here. We're training, trying to get better. We'll eventually have to beat each other, and whoever comes out on top, we're all training that one person to take on the world. So that's the plan for the next 4 years.
Obviously, if you watch NCAA, the heavyweight division obviously shocked the world. And
it's a fun division.
That was a fun division. Can you reflect on that? And did you watch it and just kind of the emotions? Because you were at that same stage.
Yep.
With a great opponent too in Kyle Snyder. I mean, what were your thoughts on that match?
On the one just recently,
yeah.
I mean, it was a dogfight. And I mean, I wouldn't say it was necessarily like the greatest upset ever type thing. I don't think that is, because I think Wyatt is that good. But at the same point too, it was awesome to see the battle, especially right off the whistle, how they were just getting after it right away. It was really cool to watch. I think both battled hard, and Wyatt ended up coming out on top, and ultimately it was a great match.
And speaking of heavyweights, I believe 7 out of the 8 heavyweights represented Team USA at some point in time. What does that say about the heavyweight division and everything like that?
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize that stat, but yeah, that just tells you that it's not always just about folk style. I think it's really important for kids that are growing and up through the development that they're doing either multiple sports, like I did football, wrestling, track, just getting that wide range of different training types, just so you're not overtraining parts of the body. But even more importantly too is have a variety in your style. You're not just wrestling folk style the whole time. You're wrestling freestyle. You're wrestling Greco. I think Greco is extremely important. Obviously, I'm a little biased with that, but I think it's very important for development as well as some of the highest level guys. And the fact that 7 out of 8 guys are wrestling for Team USA at the freestyle and Greco level, that should tell you that you develop quicker when you get those extra matches in.
Finally, what's next for you? I'm assuming U.S. Open you're training for and getting ready. How's the preparation, and what's your excitement level for that?
It's going well. Obviously, we're out here. We're beating the snot out of each other. We're getting ready to go, and I'm excited. It'll be a little different now that it's one tournament and done, and then we're overseas training. So a little bit different for Greco, not going through the Final X process. So there's excitement that comes from just something a little bit different, and it's just ready to get back on the mat again.